Thanks for inviting me into your home.
Thanks for coming.
No problem. So my name's Phil, Ajjarapu, and I nearly died, so I made an album. And that was kind of the whole reason for like surviving the past couple of years, is making the album. Now the album's made, I'm pretty proud of it, and I feel like I should play the songs for people. So I'm touring out towards the IPO festival in LA, playing that next Monday. And then up the coast, and I'm going to roast coffee for a couple weeks with some friends in Canada. Kill some time until a couple friends have their second baby, and see the baby and tour my way back. And it'll be fun. And then I'm just going to try and stay on the road as much as possible, because I quit teaching, which is maybe not the smartest thing to do. And I don't want to substitute teach. So if you like the album, maybe like it on Facebook or tell your friends about it. Or, but a lot of the songs sound happy, but they have sad lyrics, and it's me dealing with like love and lost love, and struggling with like religion and faith, and like why did I live, and like as a teacher for 15 years, like I've had kids die on me, and I'm like, why did they die, and why did I live? I have no answers. But the first song on the album is the title of the album. It's also kind of like, I guess it sums up a lot of the thoughts. And it sums up a lot of the thoughts on the album and ties it all together. But I think in a pretty positive way. And it's called Sing Along Until You Feel Better. It sounds like this. So yeah, short songs. That way you don't have to write so many words. Always better. Like, yeah, I don't think any of my songs have. I have one song that has more than like 2 verses. So like going to college in Cleveland with Elise, I really liked the Raspberries. Now, I don't think a lot of people did. But yeah, like
I did.
they have this one song, like I Want to Be With You, and like each verse is 1 sentence long. It's like intro, 1 sentence of verse, it's 6 bars, and it's like chorus. Then another sentence of verse, then it's chorus. and then it's a bridge, and the bridge is actually longer than the 2 verses combined. And then it's chorus, chorus, chorus out. You know, all in like 2.5 minutes. It's fantastic. Like, it's just designed for you to just be like, yeah, and you're like, swap the verses. I try to put a little more thought in my verses than that, but like I do envy their commitment to the chorus. You know, like when you talk with songwriters, they always have like, oh, there's the rules of songwriting. Like one of them's called the KISS rule. Just keep it simple, stupid. The other one's don't bore us, get to the chorus. This next song is called Angie. It doesn't really have a chorus. It's short. It's 1:20 in this form. On the album, it's like 2:20. There's a string chord. I'm going to turn off my own phone. I'm being rude.
Silence yourself.
Seriously.
For the performance.
Thank you.
And turn it off. Don't forget that. Angie. We dated in high school, and it took me a while to like. A lot of my songs are therapy. It's like I write them, and then the song takes on its own life, and it's like that whole memory or whatever happened to somebody else. Like it's autobiographical, but it's like at some point it becomes like fiction. But it's not. But it feels like it happened to somebody else. So this is Angie. Angie, I don't know what you've been up to, but darling, if I know you've been running games again. Telling us so good that you believe them. As I even see them getting underneath your skin. Every time you kiss me, boy, you swear that you think it's love, but it's not love. You're just waiting for the one that you've been dreaming of. Angie, don't you think it's kind of silly? Breaking hearts so easy. What if he's the one for you? Do you work yourself into a frenzy? When you want his frenzy, says he's got no. Every time you leave a boy, you swear that it isn't you. But when you run, you're giving up the game before you know who's won. Every choice you think you make is just another heart that you're about to break. And every time you think you choose, you don't know what you lose. Angie, do you ever think about me? Every now and then I know you get along without me. I wonder where you've been, don't you know? I could love you more than him. Oh, good. Alright, this next song is called Don't Worry Gina. Actually, Elise was there the night that these events transpired. We were watching Solomon Burke. Black Keys were opening up.
Hell yeah.
Back in the day.
Like Cleveland. Hot summer night.
They came out, the Black Keys came out on stage. There were 2 scrawny looking guys in dirty t-shirts and bare feet at a random park in Cleveland Heights, Ohio.
And it was awesome.
It was the greatest opener I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Solomon Burke, though.
And then Solomon Burke.
Yeah.
So good. Great show. But I ran into an ex who had like disappeared into the Peace Corps. And then in the middle of that, she's like, yeah, I don't want to be friends. Even. Like, we were dating, and then she's like, we're friends, and she's like, yeah, no, goodbye. What? We ran into her that night.
Yep, we ran into her.
We did. It was awkward. It was so awkward that I packed up what little I owned and moved, and I drove to Chicago that night and never went back to Cleveland until I played with Liquid Soul.
Hell
Yeah, we played Peabody's Down Under. We opened up for Average White Band.
yeah.
Yeah, for New Year's at House of Blues.
Yeah, you don't know Average White Band?
Sounds like an average
They're a very famous, what I would call funk R&B soul band from
Yeah.
the 70s and early
Yeah.
80s.
So,
Oh, God, you're young, Skippy.
but this song is about running into an ex and having it be so silly awkward that there's no other option except to run like hell. That's what inspired it. Lyrically, it's not about that. There's a lot of songs that are about this girl, but she doesn't know because they've never put her name in the song. Instead, it's about the girl who was waiting back in Chicago. She was a very nice girl, very Catholic, very virgin. stayed that way.
Yay!
Hey, we're not together. You do the math. Thanks, Pope. Over the past few days I've been wondering what's been missing. It's a feeling I got when the two of us spent all our spare time kissing. So don't worry, Gina, I'm through with Ohio. I'm moving back to Chicago, and I ought to be home tomorrow. Honey, I've been doing some pretty hard thinking, and I gotta say that without you around, I feel like I'm sinking deeper each day. So don't worry, Gina, I'm through with Ohio. I'm moving back to Chicago, and I'm tired of flying solo. Baby, if I could take back the things that I did to hurt you so bad, you know I would. So I'm leaving Cleveland late tonight, finally gonna set things right. Don't worry, Gina, I'm through with Ohio. I'm moving back to Chicago, and I ought to be home tomorrow. But don't worry, Gina, I bought an 86 Volvo. I'm jogging down some espresso, and I ought to be back tomorrow. Don't worry, Gina, I'm through with Ohio. I'm moving back to Chicago, and I'm tired of flying solo. So this next one I wrote for a couple of friends for their wedding. It's not about them.
That's the best kind of wedding.
Instead it was about the girl, that girl.
Huh?
It's all things we used to do together. You know, and I put it into a song, and it was very lovely, and she'll, probably never know that it's about her. That's okay. I'm sure she married a great guy, they have a couple kids, they'll probably never talk to her again. And, I think it's kind of like, it sucks, like, like how in every relationship there's like the hot person and then the person who's not the hot person.
Usually the hot person.
That's,
You're an ass.
I have been, but I usually try and strive to not be. I just try and get by on my sense of humor and my intelligence and my dog. And my cookies.
Yep.
I was like, oh.
Cheers to that.
Because I figured the looks will fade, but as long as the mind is sharp, right? But there's always like this inequity, or it seems like there's this inequity. Very rarely do you meet a couple, I think, where you're like, yeah, they're punching in the same weight class, and so consequently, most relationships end, and there's always like someone who's like, yep, peace, and they're fine, and there's always someone who's like left holding some kind of emotional baggage, and it's like, why is that always me? Anyhow, so this song is about that girl, but I wrote it for this other couple's wedding. They got divorced, and then it's true. And then it's also how I asked my ex-wife to marry me. Unfortunately, she said yes. You gotta laugh about it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So if I ever get hitched again, I'm going to tell this whole story to whoever it is and be like, look, this song might be cursed. Hopefully you think that's funny. By the way, I'm going to play it for you, and would you like to get hitched? And if she says yes, either she's really dumb or she's got a really twisted sense of humor, and that's probably pretty good. So this is called The Wedding Song. You know anyone who's getting hitched with the son? I'm going to try and out Edwin McCain. Because there's money to be had. If I could get a De Beers commercial or a Jared commercial or something like that. I don't know. Like one of those things. If I could get this in the commercial, god damn it.
Why don't you?
Great. Seriously. Yeah. Come on, keep on. Let's chase stars in the countryside and walk barefoot through the grass. All I know is when I'm with you, I never want this time to pass. Let's drive around in circles and kiss at every red light. All I know is when I'm with you, everything is gonna be alright. Oh my love, the gender mind, I know it's in your eyes, I see love shine. Oh my love, you know I just can't say how this love began, or why it's here to stay. So let's sit out on the front porch, watch all the stars unfold. All I know is when I'm with you, you're the one I want to hold. Let's build a life together, dream like lovers do. All I know is when we dream, all our wishes come true. Oh my love, put your hand in mine, I know it's in your, I see love shine. Oh my love, you know I just can't say how this love begins, or why it's here to stay. I figured it's still a good song. Huh?
I said, that's a panty dropper right there.
You know, I mean, it's still how I felt. It's still true. It's just didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. Yeah. She's got a kid now. I found out she was pregnant while I was in the hospital. Yeah. I know, right? So, like, I'm dealing with the girlfriend who had just broke up with me, and me in the hospital can't walk. And then my buddy comes in, he's like, yeah, your ex-wife's pregnant. I'm like, what? Why would you tell me that now? He's like, look, you were going to find out eventually. You know?
6 months from now, you told me.
6 months from now would be fine.
Yeah. You know, whatever.
And she was a bitch. Oh, sorry.
I mean, you met her.
I did. And
She
that's,
wasn't always, like, I mean, she was rad at some point, like, or I wouldn't have married her. She was. At some point, she was the raddest. But, you know, alcoholism's a bitch. That's what that is.
that is true.
You know? So, let's pick it up a little. This is a little song called Talk. It's about a teacher that shared a wall with me, who ended up becoming my department chair. And he was just kind of a blowhard. You know, his name was Dick.
Seriously?
Not was, is. He's still
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this song is called Talk. Talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk. Conversation, something that you grow loud. And talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk. I don't think you'll ever learn to shut your mouth. You see it your way, I see it mine. While you're busy keeping me alive, you don't even listen half of the time. You just talk to hear your voice. And people don't give you the time of day, 'cause they know you don't listen anyway. You like the sound of everything you got to say. You just talk to hear your voice. And talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk. Conversation, something that you don't allow. And talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk. I don't think you'll ever learn to shut your mouth. You see it your way, I see it mine. While you're busy keeping me alive, you don't even listen half of the time. You just talk to hear your voice. People don't give you the time of day, 'cause they know you don't listen anyway. You like the sound of everything you got to say. Just talk to hear your voice. And talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk. Conversation, something that you don't allow. And talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk. I don't think you'll ever learn to shut your mouth. Don't even think, you just put it all out. It's like you're scared of making sense sometimes. What is it about silence that brings you out? Because the points you make don't make a line. And people don't give you the time of day, 'cause they know you don't listen anyway. You like the sound of everything you got to say. So talk to hear your voice. And talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk, 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 talk. You just run your mouth. Just run your mouth. You just run your mouth. You just run your mouth. You just run your mouth. Talk, 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 talk. All you do is talk. That's pretty cute. Not every day.
He likes dance.
Yeah, clearly. What do you see?
Recording, isn't it?
Still recording?
Yep.
We can call that song.
So I think when we go back and watch that video, I did the first verse twice. So that song should have probably been like a whole minute shorter.
Good job.
Because it's just so long already, you need to
I
cut it
know,
down.
Yeah, even in its full form, it's under 2 minutes. It's like 1:50. So geez, that's like 5 songs. That's the cafe album. I skipped track 5 on the album because you gotta read 10 and it's in 7 and it's boring, so fuck it. Huh?
Play it.
Maybe. We'll see. Maybe. I mean, it's really pretty. It's just different. It's how I close side A. That's the other thing. Like, I really love vinyl albums. I like putting them on, and I love that moment where you get to the end of a side and you have to flip it over and you get that intermission. Just like a little pause to like digest that side is like an idea, and then you flip it over. And so Talk is how side B begins. It's just like, you know, the album starts off with Sing Along Until You Feel Better, and it goes Angie, Don't Worry Gina, Wedding Song, kind of like calms down, and then overhead is like this really dreamy thing. Then you flip it over and it's like, bam! Kick square in the pants, you know? Talk. You know? And then the next song is kind of like a Kinks-inspired country rocker. If you like the Kinks. It's called Nothing Is Connected. It's about like, there's like 4 verses that are about like religion and my problems with religion and people who like deal with religion and enjoy it. I'm envious of them. I'm envious of people who like have faith in science too. I'm just envious of people who are like able to take the plunge and be like, no, I don't know, but I'm willing to believe. I'm willing to have faith. That's where I have problems, and I think that's also where like a lot of my existential angst comes from, you know. But to me, like, creation is just as like, you know, and I know there's plenty of scientists who are like, oh yeah, the Big Bang happened. I'm like, but what does t equals 0 look like? What does a singularity look like? We don't know. Anyhow, whatever. But then the 5th verse is about divorce.
Sorry, that's not funny. But it's
It is funny. It's just,
You know? Divorce, they're just as complicated.
right. Well, remember what I was saying about, like, you know, someone's left holding the bag. It's usually me. Like when you get to that that last verse, maybe see if you relate. Nothing is connected, that's just something that you say. You say that everything's connected, cause it gets you through your day. You know that anything that's up must come back down again. So if you're feeling down now, you'll turn around, but then you get the feeling maybe that's not true. Nothing is connected, well, as near as I can tell, the things that ought to be connected never seem to turn out well. People never ever seem to learn from their mistakes. We're stepping on the gas instead of slamming on the brakes. And I wonder if we'll ever get a clue. I don't know why I let myself get this way sometimes. It's just enough to make you lose whatever's left of your mind. Nothing is connected, well, as near as I can figure. Anything you think's connected, it's just your ego getting bigger. I swore that it was you, you thought that it was me. It's just the universe and it just doesn't care, you see. It spins along as if it never knew. Nothing is connected, you're just out there on your own. You say that everything's connected, so you don't feel so alone. But then you feel it creeping in, and you're not sure what to do. It's just your fear of loneliness that's catching up with you. You shake it off because it's nothing new. I don't know why I let myself get this way sometimes. It's just enough to make you lose whatever's left of your mind. Nothing is connected, there's no other explanation. People leave the ones that love them without any consolation. You don't get a reason why, you don't get a second try. Well, they tried you on for sight and then they hung you out to dry. There's really nothing more that you can do. Thanks. Why are you laughing?
Huh?
Why are you laughing?
That's a hell of an ending right there.
That, like, a lot, yeah, like I love too, like, so, you know, the
You know
songs,
how I feel about resolution in songs.
you like them, right? You like resolution?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, there's so many, like, geez, like, so Angie resolves, sing along until you feel better, it
It
resolves,
does.
but Don't Worry Gina doesn't.
That's true.
The wedding song does, Talk does, that one does not.
Agreed.
Okay, now you can clap, right?
Okay.
Now, you like resolution?